Oh, okay. Hey YouTube family, it is that time of the week for a new video, and this one I'm super excited about because it's something that I talk about with my clients all the time. It is the recipe for success, the 3 things that I believe it takes to be able to succeed at any goal. It doesn't have to be fitness or nutrition or weight loss related. Any goal that you're striving for in your life, these are the 3 things that it takes to get there. And I like to call it the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps are persistence, patience, and positivity. So the reason why I believe in these 3 so much is, I'll start with the first one, persistence. There's going to be times where, you slip up or you fail at something that you're trying to do to reach your goal. So this is the biggest thing that I think people don't reach their goal because of, and that's because when they have a slip up or they make a mistake or they feel like they failed at something that they're doing towards their goal, they just give up. They think that they're not going to reach their goal and they give up. When in reality, you've got to fall time and time again and get back up and keep trying to be able to reach a goal. You're going to have times when you fail, and that just means maybe you need to change your methods, and maybe it just means you're having a bad day, a bad week, whatever. Maybe it means that that door that you thought you were supposed to go through, it closed. Maybe that was how it was supposed to be for you to be able to reach your goal. Maybe things are just going to be a little bit different than you have thought out in your head. But persistency is really, really key. And in terms of like fitness and weight loss, listen, progress is not linear in anything, not just weight loss related, but progress is not going to be the same every week. So, you could have one week where you lose 2 pounds, and then you could have another week where you only lose half a pound, or you don't lose any weight, or you gain a pound, which, keep in mind, if you're dieting, is likely not fat. It's just water retention or constipation or something else. But a lot of clients, they see that 1 pound gain and they freak out and they think, this isn't working. I'm not doing this either the process isn't working or I'm doing something wrong, and I'm just so tired of dieting and this always happens, and they just give up. When in reality, knowledge is power, and understanding that it's probably just water retention. Are you about to have your period? Did you have a lot of salt, yesterday? Have you not been drinking enough water? Maybe you just had a bad day and didn't hit your diet numbers, your macros, or you ate too many calories and you're just experiencing bloat. You did not actually gain fat. So understanding these things are really important. And in terms of like other areas of your life, career related, whatever, any personal achievements that you're trying to go for, there's going to be times when, at work, you fail at a project, you do a bad job. It doesn't mean you're terrible at your job. It just means that that particular project, assignment, whatever, did not work out for you. And it's time to assess and see, okay, what could I have done differently? Is there anything that I can do better next time to, have better success with what I'm trying to do? So having, failures or slip-ups is a really good opportunity to look at, is there something that I can be doing differently? Do I need to drink more water? Do I need to be more cautious about my sodium intake? Do I need to stop weighing myself when I'm about to get my period? That's a pretty good idea. Just things like that. But you have got to stay persistent, because you have got to realize that it's not always going to be a good day. It's not always going to be perfect, and progress towards any goal is not always going to be linear. It's up and down and all around. The next one is patience. Start with patience, we'll do positivity last. So patience is equally important and goes hand in hand with persistency. So realizing, when you see that 1 pound up on the scale, that you just have to be patient and wait for it to come off. Drink as much water as you can, stick to your diet protocol, stay active, and trust the process. Trust that it is going to come off, and then some. That pound's going to come off plus another pound, because you stayed on track. Even though you saw that 1 pound up, you kept going, and so you're going to be able to get rid of that bloat, and you were still losing fat in the process of while you were getting rid of that bloat. So, excuse me. So that is the same for anything that you're, again, trying to achieve in your life. You've got to be patient. The universe does not work on your timeline. Opportunities don't come to you when you want them to. They come to you when you're truly ready for them. So I'm a huge believer in that the universe gives you what you need, and you can't rush it. It'll get there when it gets there. Everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. An example I can use is like with my business. It took me a long time to grow my business to a place where I was actually making money. For a long time, I was not making enough money to live off of with my business. That's, I think something that every business owner struggles with, is in the beginning, you're either losing money or you're just not making enough to survive. But you have got to be able to put in those hours of not paid work and know that it's an investment and that's going to pay off. So I had to be really patient and really invest time in my blog, in the clients that I was getting, and in my education and my credentials as much as I could. And I had to trust and be patient that it was going to pay off. And it certainly did. So be persistent, be patient, and be positive. So this is the last most important one. Listen, if you're just going to, in regards to weight loss and fitness, and again, we'll keep going back to that example of seeing the pound or the scale up 1 pound and freaking out. If you're going to get really down about it, if you're going to be really negative, like, oh, this isn't working, screw this, I'm tired of this always happening, I always lose a couple pounds and then it goes back up. And listen, that keeps happening because you lose a couple of pounds, it goes back up, and then you give up or you screw up. You have a couple of bad days because you're discouraged because you saw the scale go up a pound. Even if you stay positive, persistent, patient, it's still going to happen. But that's the thing is over time, over a 6-month period, you're going to have weeks where you lose a couple pounds, and then you're going to have a small spike, and then you're going to keep going down, small spike. So overall, you are trending downwards. You are losing that weight. So it's a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable of a process when you stay positive. And it's going to set you up to be way more likely to not give up, to keep with it, to stay persistent, to stay patient if you're staying positive. If you celebrate, if you have a bad day or a bad week or whatever, or you just have a slip up, celebrate what you are doing well with. Don't focus on where you messed up. Yes, it's very good to reflect on, what went wrong, what was bad. How can I do better next time? What can I do differently? Is there something maybe I need to change my methods? Reflecting is so important. But at the end of the day, you have to focus on, what am I doing well? What am I doing good with? Because if you're focusing on the positive, if you're celebrating the positive, you're going to be way more motivated to continue on. So an example that is not weight loss or fitness related, again, with my business, I was not making a lot of money the first year, but I was celebrating the crap out of every client I got. I had very little clients, maybe like 10 clients a month, whereas now I have almost 100 clients. But every time I got that new client, I celebrated like, oh my God, I have 10 clients. This is so awesome, because I was still growing. A couple months ago, I was at 1 or 2 clients and I was making progress. Maybe a month I would, not have as many as I did the month before. And that happens, especially as a business owner. You have that inconsistency in income sometimes, but overall, when you look at the big picture, wow, like I'm growing. I truly am overall growing my business, and that is really exciting. So every single client I got was a huge celebration. Every single view on my blog was a huge celebration. Every time a recipe of mine got repinned on Pinterest, I was ecstatic, and I just focused on the positive, what was going well, while being honest with myself and reflecting on what things can I improve and do better in my business and with myself as a professional to make this even better and grow even better. But I never thought to myself, of course I was scared, and sometimes I feared, like, what if this fails? And I really don't want this to fail. I think a degree of fear is a good thing, because it keeps you, it pushes you to do better, try harder. But I didn't let the fear take the wheel. I stayed positive and I stayed motivated that I'm gonna make this work no matter what it takes. Same thing with my weight loss journey. There were plenty of weeks when I didn't lose, or I felt like I was just failing at it, but I said, I am not ever going to give up on this goal. I want to get to a healthy weight, and I am going to do whatever it takes to get there. So be it, of course, a healthy method. So that is, so important, is having that determination, which really ties into the persistence, the patience, and the positivity. Stay determined. You've got to be determined. You have got to be positive that you're going to reach that goal. You've obviously got to be persistent and consistent with your methods. Again, it's okay to change up your methods if something's not working, but you have to stay determined to reaching that goal, whatever it takes. And being patient, knowing that, as determined as you are, things can only go as fast as they can. So especially with weight loss, like, you can't lose 50 pounds in a month, at least not in a healthy way. So you've got to be patient with your goals and realistic, and where the timeline that you're trying to achieve them. But also, don't be so concrete in your timeline. Like, I wanted to lose weight, of course, faster than I did. It took me 2 years to lose 100 pounds, but you know what? the 2 years passed anyway, and I have the rest of my life to maintain a healthy weight. So I'm very happy. And over that 2 years, I'm glad I took it slow because I was able to learn so much about nutrition, about fitness, and about myself. So I really grew as a person. So there's no rush. You know, the universe will get you there when you're supposed to get there. I'm a huge believer in that. So focus on the 3 P's: persistency, positivity, patience. Write those down, reflect on, you know, maybe how you can improve on those areas in your life, how you can really focus on those more to get to your goal, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. I'll see you guys next week.